Okay, I welcome all of you for this brief training session of data import tool. First I will give some PowerPoint presentation. Very briefly I will tell what is it and how it is different from data migration tool. And after that I will go for the demo version, that is how to install data import tool and how to use it. That is two parts. Okay. First, let me start. Okay, all of you can hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can still hear you and see your screen sometimes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all of you can see my screen? Just I am confirming one more time.
Yes.
Okay. Let me start it. Okay, first we need to know what is data import tool. Okay, this is a Excel based tool created to import your existing data into the MeFosX platform. Okay, that is here there is a Excel sheet. You can download it from data import tool and you can enter all the related information and just upload it so that whatever the information you have entered in Excel sheet and uploaded it, it will reflect in your MeFosX platform. Okay, and you can, using this data import tool, you can enter multiple clients, groups, centers information in Excel sheet, and you can upload it separately for each category. Each category means there is an Excel sheet to enter information about clients and upload it, and there is a separate Excel sheet can be downloaded and uploaded so that you can enter all the groups information of your organization, and similarly centers as like multiple loans, savings accounts given to the clients. Okay, and once the Excel sheet is uploaded successfully, okay, all the entered information will be shown instantly on MeFosX. I will give the demo how it will work. And next, most of the people may confuse with data import tool and data migration tool. First of all, data import tool allows you to transfer the data or load operations between your own database. Maybe it is set up in your local hard drive or maybe somewhere in the server side. Okay, and you can use Excel sheet or maybe some other sheet, but our data import tool mainly uses Excel sheet so that you can import all the data and upload it to the MeFosX. Okay, and sometimes in some other data importing tools there may be some other file formats also. And next, what about data migration tool? Migration tool, we know that there are older version of MeFos, which we generally call it as MeFos 2.x, and recently a new version with the new UI it is developed, that is MeFosX. Okay, and data migration tool is used to transfer the data which was compatible with MeFos 2.x to the new version, that is MeFosX. It is actually uses ETL, which is called as extract transfer load for all these database operations. Okay, one more thing, you are using data import tool. There are something you can do it using it, and there are something you can't do, okay? And there is a specific reason why you need not to do all these things using data import tool. First thing, you cannot create offices and employees using data import tool. Similarly, you cannot define currencies and funds. Similarly, you cannot define loan products, saving products, and their respective charges, that is loan charges or saving charges. But all these things you have to do it with your MIFOSEX tool, okay? And similarly, you can't create users or set them definite rules and permissions for them. Similarly, data tables. We know that data tables are used to capture additional details for the customers or loans. Okay, here also you cannot capture additional details of clients, loans or savings accounts. And similarly, you cannot update client details. For example, consider you have downloaded client Excel sheet. You have entered 100 clients information in a single Excel sheet and you have uploaded it using data import tool. Suppose if you want to change any particular client's information, or if you want to update any particular client's information, you cannot do it. Okay, and similarly, you cannot enter loans in partial state. But the important thing is, all these features, whatever I told you, you cannot do it using data import tool. They are already available with, when you start available with data import tool. All you can do, you cannot configure them. Okay, then if so many important things we cannot do it, then why we really use data import tool? Consider you can enter thousands of clients information in Excel sheet, and once you uploaded it successfully, it is as good as you are creating information about thousands of clients. Okay, if you are not using data import tool, okay, you have your organization. Recently, you want to use MIFOSEX and you want to enter thousands client information who are your clients in your organization. Then what happens? Every time you have to go in MIFOSEX, create client, enter all the information. It is very tedious. Okay, and click on submit button. It is very tedious. But in single Excel sheet, you can enter thousands of clients information. Similarly, here you can enter loans accounts, savings accounts which are given to clients. Okay, similarly you can enter all the repayments which has been done, okay, like deposits and withdrawals related to savings. Okay, all these things you can enter in a single Excel sheet, which I'm going to show you in the later section. And similarly for all the loans, whichever assigned to clients, you can do approve them, disperse them with the dates, okay, in a single sheet, okay, for any number of clients. Okay, there is some security aspects which I will tell you later. That is, we need to create one file, that is you need to create one file, that is data import.properties. That file may be related to security, that is may contain your MIFOSEX unique username and password. Okay, and how to keep that file password protected and hidden, that is which is very important. Okay, I will show you how to do it that in the later section. Okay, right now you want to use data import tool, but how you can, is there any software required before this? Yes, there are some softwares you require. That is, you need to download and install Git in your computer. the following link which is given here, that is help.github.com. Here there is all the information how to download, install it and set up it. Okay, this is one thing. And second thing, you need Gradle. Okay, Gradle, it is not installation. You will get one zipped file, archive file from this link, that is gradle.org downloads. Okay, and just download that zip file and just unzip it in your required directory. And finally, any detailed installation, how to install the data import tool, can be given in this following link, that is GitHub OpenMMF data import tool. Okay, having understood this, let's start with first. Okay, there is two sections here. In the first section, we are going to see how to install the data import tool, and second thing, how to use it. Okay, let's start with how to install it. Okay, first, as I told you, you need to install Git. Okay, using this github.com. Okay, and second thing, you need to download and install Gradle. Okay, there is a link I will show you. Okay, here is the link, that is gradle.org. Just take down this gradle.to all zip. Okay, either this file or second file. You can take any one of them. Just download it and just unzip it. Here in my computer, I have kept it here. This is the Gradle. Okay, and here there are all the related files. Okay, no, first thing, in order to install data import tool, you have to download Gradle zip file and unzip it. Here I have unzipped in C directory. Okay, second thing related to Gradle, what you need to do, you have to set environment variables for this Gradle. Okay, for this environment variable setup means we are telling the operating system where exactly its Gradle exe file is. Here we'll go to my computer, properties, advanced and environment variables. Okay, and here there is a path. Okay, just edit it, and here you will set it, that is, I will show you, I already done it. Okay, see here, you can enter this information at variable, that is C Gradle bin. Okay, after setting it, just click on OK button, and this is related to Gradle setup is over. Okay, next thing what we need to do, we need to install data import. We need its code. Okay, and where to we get code? Before that, let me start Git, that is Git bash. Okay, if I kept it shortcut here, if you want, you can go to start button, and here there is a Git, and you just click on Git bash button. Okay, okay. First, I need the code in order to use data import tool. For that, I will go here. This is the link. Okay, remember, this is github.com OpenMF data import tool, and here you can see HTTPS clone URL. Okay, here you can click on this icon so that you can copy the code for data import tool. Okay, just click on it. Okay, the code is copied, and next go to the Git. Okay, here you need to type one command, git clone, and paste that URL. Okay, here I am setting up it with my home directory just for showing. Okay, this is my home directory, that is, okay, here you don't see any that folder, that is data import tool. After installing it, we will see. It will take hardly 2 minutes. Okay, just wait. In order to download data import tool, all you have to do, again I am telling you, just go to this link. Just here is the HTTPS clone URL. Just click on this link, that is okay, to copy the code, and after this just write the command git clone and that URL of the repository. Okay, right now without any error the data import tool is installed. Okay, you can see it here in my home directory. See, the data import tool folder came here, and here it contains all the source codes and related files. Okay, and next we need to create one file, that is data import dot properties. See, this is my home folder. Here I have already created one file, that is data import dot properties. Okay, and within this file, let's check what is it. You have to copy this one, that is Mephos endpoint, that is the URL of your Mephos X. Okay, here I have set up with my local host, and next you have to provide Mephos user ID and Mephos password, and also your Mephos tenant ID, which is default. Okay, when I was explaining in PowerPoint slides, I told you about the security aspects. Okay, here this user ID and password may be, if seen by some other person, okay, he can use it or he can get your organizational data. Okay, therefore any information which is present in this data import dot properties file must be kept confidential. Okay, and therefore this file must be kept either hidden, okay, or this file can be kept, that is password protected. Okay, it will take more time how to keep this file password protected. Better you should just Google it. Okay, password protecting notepad file. Okay, just use that one and just keep this file safe. Okay, this is the one of the security aspect related to data import tool. Okay, let me recap in 30 seconds whatever thing we have seen until now. Right now we are seeing how to install data import tool. First thing we have done downloading Gradle. Second thing we have done setting up environment variables, okay, for Gradle. Third thing what we have done, using this git, we have run the command, that is git clone, and we have copied that this clone ID, the address of the repository by using this link. And finally, to create the file, that is data import dot properties. Okay, and finally once you create this data import dot properties, the last step you need to do is to enter in, let me check what are the folders present here. Okay, here I have already set up. Just go into that folder which you have downloaded, cd data import tool, and here you need to run one command, that is Gradle clean tomcat run var. Okay, it may take around 4 to 5 minutes depending on your machine. Okay, now it is over. Once you get this message, that is the server is running at this thing, that is this setting up of data import tool is over, and you need to copy this link, that is http localhost 8070 data import tool, so that you can start with data import tool. Okay, I have already bookmarked it, just minimize it. Okay, I have already bookmarked that link. Here it is, and you can see here, this is the localhost 8070 data import tool, which is given when you are running through Git. Okay, the same link I have bookmarked. Okay, this is the data import tool which you've been waited to know. Okay, here you can see there are totally 10 steps. Okay, as I told you in the PowerPoint presentation, you cannot create offices and stuff for those offices. Okay, you have to do it using front-end app, that is community app provided with MeForce-X. Okay, consider I have already set up those office and stuff for that. Here you can see. Okay, here I have set up some offices, that is Manila and Passe. Okay, both have parent office, head office. Okay, and I have also created some employees. Okay, for those offices. Okay, K. John for Passe and Mary for Manila. That is as good as here we have completed the first step. Okay, next thing, the important thing, to do the client import. Okay, as I told you, this data import tool is very simple. You are going to download Excel sheet, enter the information related to whether clients or centers, okay, or groups. Okay, we'll see each one step by step. First, let's go with client. Okay, let me say individual and download the Excel sheet. Do remember that I am running it through my local instance. Okay, it is not connected to any web server. Here the client xls.file will be saved. Okay, this is a spreadsheet. Just open it. Okay, and here you can enter the client names. Okay, let me enter. Before this, let's check the client details here. Who are the clients? Okay, there are some clients here. Okay, let's create some new clients for this tool. John Matthew. Let's first name John and last name Matthew. And do remember that for any Excel sheet you download for clients or groups or loan products, okay, you have this column heading. Whenever you see star on the column heading, these are the mandatory fields. Okay, like first name is a mandatory field, last name is a mandatory field, office name, but middle name, it is not a mandatory field, it is optional. Next, here you need not to enter office name. Okay, just here when you click on this, you will get the drop down menu. Okay, whatever the offices which we have seen there, it will be listed here. Okay, let me select the office passive, and here also the staff name, that is they are already created. Okay, we have already created offices and we have already created staff in the first step using front end, that is community app for MIFOSEX, and here you can choose the staff for that specific office. Okay, external ID it is mandatory, and activation date. Okay, provide, this is the mandatory field, you have to provide it. And let's give activation date, very simple date which we can easily remember, 1/1/2014. Okay, one more thing I need to tell you, when you enter the date here, okay, first will be month, middle one will be date, and final one will be year. Okay, most of the time we use DDMMYY, that is date, month and year. But in data import tool, first will be month, second will be day, and third one will be year. Okay, and finally you have to say whether the client is activated or not. That is, if it is true, means the client is activated on 1st January 2014. Okay, and this is one client information. Similarly, you can enter any number of clients. Okay, let's consider create 2 more clients. Let's say Vinci. Again, consider the same office as same, and staff name. Okay, let's consider it same. Activation date, let's take it as 1st January, that is January, next 2, that is date 2014. That is, if you see this date, you can consider this is a 2nd January 2014. First one will be month. Okay, let's set it as true. Okay, and let's create one more client. Let's call it as Barney Wilson. Okay, and for this client, okay, you can choose any of.
I sorry to interrupt. Actually, activation date client, that would be backdated.
You can provide the backdate, no problem. I will show you later. Okay? Once this is uploaded, okay,
yeah,
you can give, it will be supported.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Assign the staff name and give the activation date. For this, give the same date, that is 2nd January, and set the active as true. Okay, now we have created 3 clients, and here there is a list of the offices, head office when it is started. Okay, or you can see it here also. Here in the office there is a list of offices, staff, okay, for respective offices, and here are the clients with this opening dates for these each office. Okay, and finally just save the file. Remember, this is the file name is client.xls. Okay, just save it, and after that, the simple thing, just open that data import tool. Okay, before this you have downloaded that client Excel file, you have entered information about 3 clients. Now all you have to upload that file. Okay, choose that file. Okay, and just click on submit button. Okay, if it is successfully uploaded, you will get the message that is import complete. Okay, if any wrong information, or if you have not entered any mandatory fields, okay, this will not you get. Okay, I will show you making some error, what error we will get. Okay, now what we have done, we have entered 3 client information: John, Matthew, Austin, and Barney. Now let's check whether they have uploaded successfully or not. Okay, let's go to clients. Okay, clients, and one second. Okay, see here, we have created this client: Austin Vinci, Barney Wilson. Okay, and finally there is one more client I remember, that is
the fourth row,
John Matthew.
It was in the fourth row.
Here it is. Okay, and this is how we create the clients. Until now what we have done, simple things. Let's go back. First we have to, step 1, we have to create office and staff using MIFO6, front-end app of MIFO6, that is community app. Okay, that cannot be done using data import tool. And in the second step, what we have done, we have created 3 clients. Okay, similarly, using this Excel sheet, you can create any number of clients. Okay, you have already, you have organization, that is MFI. Okay, you have thousands of clients. Okay, right now you start using the MIFO6. You want to enter thousands of clients. This is the best tool you can rely upon. Okay, and next, let's see how to create these centers. Again, download the Excel file. See, the Excel file name is centers.xls. Just save it. Okay, then open it. Okay, let's give some center name. This is the mentor field. Let me create the center under PASE only. I'm just taking one example. Let me call it as PASE center, or let me create it as PASE C1. Okay, center 1. Office name, let's be PASE. Staff name, you can choose these things by drop down. Okay, whether this center is active. Okay, let's make it as true. This center is active, and then you have to give the activation date for that center. Okay, let's give it as 1/3/2014. Okay, it means we have activated the center at 3rd January 2014. Next, give the meeting date. Okay, let's say 1/4/2014. Okay, one more thing you have to remember, whenever you create the center, okay, and activation date is compulsory, and also the meeting start date. Okay, right now I have given the 4th January is the meeting start date, and here how frequently this meeting should happen at this center, I have to assign it. That is, let's say, repeat true. Frequency, let's say daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Let's consider the meeting will be scheduled every week in PASE C1 center. Okay, let's say it's weekly. Interval, this is nothing, that is 1. That is every weekly. If you want that is meeting schedule at this particular center bi-weekly or fortnight, then you can select 2 or 3. Okay, and repeats here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, no problem. I just got the message that network problem. Okay. Next here, which date it should be the meeting is going to be scheduled. Okay. For if I consider 4th January 2014, that date is actually Thursday. Okay. That is, if I am considering it is weekly, let's make it as Thursday. That is, every Thursday the meeting would happen for this PASE Center 1. Okay. Similarly, you can create any number of centers. Okay. And with their activation date, meeting start date, and the recurrence of the meetings happening in that center. For the simplicity sake, let me create only this one center here. Okay. And save it. And next, go to the data import tool. And here at the step 3, you can download center Excel sheet and upload it. Don't go for another thing. Okay. Step 2 is only related to client. Step 3 is only related to centers. Similarly, step 4 is only related to groups. Okay. Now we have created centers. Okay. This is the file. Just click on submit button. Okay. Now let's check it whether that center is created or not. Go to the clients, centers. Okay. Okay. See here. This is the PASE C1. This is the center we have created. Okay. But under the center there is no groups. Here you can do it, but here we will do it using data import tool. That is the next step here. That is 4th step. Let's download the groups import Excel file, save it. Okay. And just open it. Okay. And here let's give the group name. Let's it be unique because there are already some groups. Okay. Okay, just let's me go. Say C1, it can be easily understood. Group 1, office name, consider PASE, and John. And here you can see we have just created one center, that is PASE C1. It is already highlighting. Okay, that is, whenever you create center using step 3 here, okay, and next time when you want to create groups, okay, then whatever the centers you have created in step 3 will be reflected in the step 4 file you are creating the groups. Okay, and let's create one group. Okay, and activation date for the group. First make it as true, and next give activation date for that group. Let's consider it's 1/10/2014. Okay, that is 10th January 2014. Let's give meeting start date. Okay, let's give it as 1/11/2014. Okay, this is the meeting start date, and here let's repeating frequency, that is weekly. Interval 1, that is every week this meeting should happen for the specific center PASE C1 and group 1. Okay, and the date will be again, it is a Thursday. Okay, right now why we are creating the group? Because we need to add some clients to that group. Okay, next step is we need to add the clients. Okay, right now before this we have created 3 clients, that is John, Matthew, Austin and Barney. Let's add them. Keep in mind, whenever you are adding the clients, add it horizontally here. Okay, see, John, Matthew, 1 client is added to the group. Okay, second, Austin, 2 clients are added, and third, Barney, Wilson. Okay, 3 clients are added. Okay, again check it. This is the group 1 under the center, passage 7, office passage, staff. Okay, center name the same, that is activation date, meeting start date. Okay, all the you have to check all the mandatory fields are given or not, and finally you have to check the clients for that specific group. Okay, and after that just save it. Okay, and next this you have to upload that file. Before this, let me check again. That is, the file name will be very simple, that is groups.xls. Let me check, where is it?
Oh, it was there, Santosh. You skipped over it. So.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, and then click on submit button. Okay, actually here it is actually throwing the error. Okay, let's check it. I told you, if the file is uploaded successfully, okay, it will show the import complete, just like in clients and centers. But here it is throwing some error. Let's check it. What is the error? Let's save the file. Okay, and open that file. But here, while creating this group, it is throwing the error, but the group is created and also members also added. Okay, might be there is a small bug. Let me check what is that. Okay. Okay, here it is showing meeting failed. Okay, this is how it will throw the errors whenever if the data is inconsistent. Okay, but in this group case it is showing some error, but when we go and check it here, that is let's go again, center. Okay, passage 7. Before this there was no groups. Here you can check that group is actually created. Okay, and here for this group you can check the members we have just added, that is John, Matthew, Austin and Barney. Okay, that is, it is throwing some error, but the group is successfully captured in the MeForce X. Okay, and next we'll go for the next step, that is groups import is over. Okay, until now in the first 4 steps what we have done, we have created the clients. Okay, we have created the centers and we have created the groups. Okay, here are the files. In this way you can create any number of groups which are present in your MF files. Okay, similarly you can create any number of centers also, and similarly you can create any number of clients. Okay, once you upload the file in one shot, it is as good as you have created that many of clients, or you have created that many of groups, or you have created that many of centers. Okay, next we'll go for the loan product. Okay, how to enter the information about loans. Let's before that will start from step 6. Before this, you need to do some of the things before using data import tool for the loans. Okay, that is, first you have to check whether you have configured the currency or not. Okay, and similarly you have defined funds, charges, okay, and loan product configuration, okay, and payment types. Okay, let's check it whether we have done it or not. First, we need to check whether currency is configured or not. That is, here we have configured the currency, no problem. Next, we need to see charges are defined or not. Okay, go to the product and charges. We have defined one charge. Okay, it may be for loan, I think. Okay, it is for loan. And next, similarly, payment types. Okay, let's check it. Go to the system, manage codes. Okay, let's check it. Payment type. Okay, we have defined them, no problem. And finally, okay, all these are already defined. If you haven't defined, don't go for step 6. Okay, first finish the step 5, whatever things mentioned here, and after that you have to go for step 6. What is the step 6 again? The same thing. You have to download the Excel file for loan import, enter the information, and just upload it. Okay, download the Excel file. Okay, the file name will be loan.xls. Save it. Okay, and here open the file. Okay, this is the loan.xls file. Okay, here you need to define office name. Okay, let's consider the same office as a loan type. Okay, whether it may be individual loan or group loan or JLG loan, you can define any one. Okay, let's for simplicity, let's take it as JLG loan. Okay, here it should mention. Let's consider the new clients we have just created. That is John, Matthew. Okay, and loan product, we have defined one loan product there. That is income generating loan. Okay, here you can check it. Products, loan product. Okay, that is income generating loan. Okay, next, okay. Loan officer, select one. Okay, when this loan application is given, that is, let's define one date. Let's take it as February 2014, because most of the clients and office centers were defined in January, so that whatever the loan we are applying, that should not be before the clients are created. Okay, let's define, take any date, that is month 2, February 3, 2014. Okay, approved date, let's define it as consider 4th, 2nd February, 4th February 2014, and dispersed also on the same date, consider 2/4/2014. Okay, here there is a payment type, how the loan is dispersed. Okay, here we have defined it in the front end of MIFOSEX, these payment types: cash, check, and debit card. Let's take it as cash. Okay, once you define income generating loan, okay, all the information related to that loan will be automatically filled here: principal amount, number of repayments. Okay, you can see these things in this loan product. Okay, this is the income generating loan, we have defined it. in the front end of MiFosex. Okay, here the principal amount is 10,000, sorry, and the number of repayments 25. All these informations will be automatically updated in the Excel sheet. Okay, here the catch here, that is once you select the loan product, okay, you need not to manually enter all these information, principal amount, number of repayments, how they repaid every week, that is, okay. All this information will be automatically entered, and there are some other extra information also you can consider. Okay, now this is over, just save it. Okay, here we have what we have done right now. We are giving joint liability JLG loan to the specific client, that is John Matthew, who is the member of the group, that is PASE C1 Group 1. Okay. Okay, let's save it and just import that file. This is the step 6. Okay. The file name is loan.xls. Okay, click on submit button. Okay, there might be some mistake. Let's check it. Okay, if there is error, it will send one more Excel file. Let's check it, what it is. Okay, status creation failed. Okay, there is a, I think there is a problem with group ID. That is, for that group we didn't mention the group ID. Sorry, we didn't mention the group ID here. Okay, we can do it again. Let's open that file. Okay, everything is fine here. We have entered all the information. Let's go to the group ID. Okay, here it is the group ID. You can get it, this group ID, from another sheet in the same file. Okay, what is the group name for we have given, that is PASE C1 Group 1, and the group ID is 22. Okay, here it is available with the groups. Just go to the loan and provide that group ID, that is 22. Just enter it again, save it. Okay, and now we can upload the same file. Choose the file loan.xls, open it, submit. Okay, now it is successful. Okay, right now you came across, whenever there is an error, what happens? Okay, the data import tool, it will send one more Excel file which you have to save it to check what the error happened. Okay, right now we have assigned JLG loan for the client John Matthew. Let's check it. Clients. Let's search. Okay, this is the John Matthew. Okay, and here we have given. Okay, sorry. This is the JLG loan, correct? Okay, here is the information. Okay, all the loans it is created here. Summary you can see, that is 10,000. Principal amount, interest, whatever the extra information we have entered there, all are reflected here once we upload the Excel file. Okay, and here also you can see the collection sheet. Let's select the office, PASE. The meeting calendar it will automatically take. Okay, select the center. Something. PASE. select the group, that is passive C1 group 1. Okay, it is automatically taken. There is something wrong with here. Okay, let's click on collection sheet. Okay, for John Matthew, it is showing what is the value for that collection, that is $9,450 US. Okay, for that specific date, that is July 3 meeting calendar. Okay, similarly, you can upload the information. Here we have given loan to John Matthew, that is JLG loan. Okay, similarly for the same office, okay, or for different office, you can give individual loan and you can give to any specific client and select. See, there is no principal amount or number of payments has been entered. I will just select the income generating loan. Okay, all the information related to that will be filled up. All you have to do submit date, approve date, and disburse date and payment type. Okay, in this way you can enter or you can assign loans to any number of clients. Okay, just by downloading loan.xls file. Okay, and okay, right now we have done step 6, that is assigning loans to the clients. Okay, next, for example, the client wants to repay the amount for every week or maybe every month. For that loan repayment, you can download the Excel file. Here, just download it. Okay. Here we will see how to make the loan repayment. Okay, let's consider the same client, that is John Matthew. Okay, his account number will be automatically reflected. You need not to search. Okay, once we select the account number, you can see the loan product which is taken by him automatically taken here. Okay, all you have to enter the amount he has repaid. Let's say he has repaid $1,000 US and give the date. Let's say it's March 3, 5, 2014. Okay, how he has paid, let's consider cash. Okay, remaining are mandatory, you can fill it up or you can check number, routing code, receipt number, you can enter it. Okay, all the mandatory fields are filled here. Save it. Okay, this is the Excel file name is loan repayment history.xls. Okay, just upload that file for John Matthew. Okay, similarly you can enter any number of repayments for any number of clients here. Okay, here we are taking one example. Okay, here I have to upload that file, submit. Okay, import is complete. Let's check it whether it is reflected here. Go to the clients, that John Matthew. Okay, check his loan and transactions. Okay, here you can see on 5th March he has repaid 1,000. Okay, and out of that 850 is the principal and 150 is the interest. It is automatically instantly updated once the Excel sheet is uploaded, okay, using data import tool. Consider if there are such thousands of payments, okay, which has been entered in this Excel sheet, one row after the another, all will be reflected once that file is uploaded using this data import tool. Okay, that is the step number 7, that is how to enter loan repayments for the clients and upload the file.
Yeah,
Okay, and the final
Santosh, is it update the accounting entries as well for the particular transaction?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Could you repeat your question?
Now, yeah. Now with the loan repayment, normally in MyForce X, it's automatically update the financial transactions also. For the it updates the GL and the trial balance will be updated. So is it the same as like we upload in this particular import file? Is the transaction files updated, the GL and the trial balance?
I'm not sure about trial balance, but whatever the transactions information and all those remaining balance and that is repayment schedules, these will be updated automatically. See here, the client has paid, but trial balance I'm not sure. I'll confirm you later. Okay.
Okay.
Santosh, this is Binny here. I can answer that question. If you have configured your product to do the accounting, then the accounting entries also would be created. That means the trial balance and the accounting GL would be updated. So your product configuration, it depends on the product configuration.
Yeah. Now, why I have asked that question? Earlier, I have used the move to MyForce X migration tool. So with that tool, the accounting transaction is not updated, even though the loan transaction get updated. So that is why I asked that question.
The migration tool and the data import tool are built on two different technologies. Okay, so the import tool uses the MyForce APIs to do the data creation. So the APIs automatically do the accounting, but the data migration tool works at the database level.
Okay,
And so that is the reason why it does not create the accounting entries.
Okay. Thanks, Vinny.
Can we use the same Excel for old MyForce setup?
Hello.
Can we use the same XLS files for the old MyForce versions? For version 2.6?
I don't think so.
Or do you have any special utility for this?
Yeah, there is a different utility called migrate or to MyForce X or move to MyForce X. Okay, that one migrates data from MyForce 2.x to MyForce X.
Okay. That is a migration tool, and here this data import tool can be used with only MyForce X. Okay, not.
See, the question is. No. See, can I use the same XLS file for MyForce for version 2.6?
I don't think so. That's what I was telling you. That is.
Let me understand the question.
See, can I use the same XLS file?
Is the question to, are you asking whether you can import the data to MyForce 2.x also using the same Excel sheet?
Yes.
No, you cannot do it because the internal structures are very different. So you cannot use it. This is meant for MyForce X.
Okay, is there any other XLS for that?
Yes, so if you look at the MyForce 2.x, there is a import transactions link under admin. Okay. Now that needs Excel in a different format, and it doesn't support. It is not as flexible as it is there for MyForce X. There are a lot of limitations around it. I don't remember the limitations off the top of my head, but you can do a limited set of transactions import using those import files.
Okay. Let's go to the last step. Thanks, Vinny, for your answer. Last step, that is related to saving product. Okay, that is assigning savings accounts to the clients. Okay, that is, before that you need to define saving product. Okay, we have already defined it here, admin product, saving product, and here it is voluntary savings. Okay, this is the saving products we have defined. This any loan product or saving product must be defined using front end of the MIFOS-X. Okay, it cannot be done using data import tool. Once you define it, next go to here and download that savings import Excel file. Okay, and just open it. Okay, and again same way, select the office. Okay, and select here this time individual and select any client name. Let's choose the client which we have just created, Barney Wilson. Here we have defined only one saving product here, that is the voluntary savings. Okay, once automatically when we select this, all the values automatically fill up here. What is the currency for that saving product? Okay, number of decimal places, multiples, what is the interest rate annually or 6 month. Okay, everything will be automatically filled up here. What all you have to do next, select the field officer. Okay, and when the application is submitted to create the saving account, let's say 4th, that is April 5, 2014. Okay, and consider approved on 6th April, 6th April, and consider it is activated on the same date, that is 6th April. Okay, right now for which client we are assigning? Barney Wilson. First we'll check it for Barney Wilson, whether is there any saving accounts are there. Barney Wilson, see, this person doesn't have any loan accounts or savings accounts. Okay, let's enter the information for them. It is entered. Let's check any mandatory field we have skipped. I don't think so. Okay, let's save the file. Next, go to the data import tool and choose the file, that is savings.xls. Okay, and click on submit button. Okay, now again we'll check it for that specific client. The page needs to be refreshed. That is, I think, Barney Wilson. Yeah, here you can see that savings account is created that for that person. Okay, and here we have given that, you can remember that 6th April is activated date. Okay, minimum balance, whatever all these things which have been defined saving product will be reflected here. Okay, and here you can see when that what is his name, Barney, when he has created the account. Okay, he has deposited that is $1,000 US. Okay, in the final step, let's make some transaction for this person, because there is no transaction, he has just deposited $1,000. Okay, let's go to the, for that let's go to the final step, that is download the Excel file for saving transaction history. Just open that file. Okay, one more thing, as I told you, similarly you can create any number of savings accounts for any number of clients, okay, with different offices, and once you upload this Excel file, all the savings accounts will be assigned to those clients and related to different offices. Okay, let's make the one transaction here. Okay, you can make any number of transactions. We are taking one example here. Let's consider the same office. Consider the same, that is Barney Wilson. Okay, his saving account number, it will be taken automatically, and once you take the account number, the product name automatically taken, that is voluntary savings. Okay, let's say its opening balance is 1000. Let's make transaction type. Let's consider he wants to withdraw, but the minimum balance is 1000. Let's make it deposit. Okay, how much amount he wants to deposit? Consider $500 US. Okay, and consider the date. It is in the month of May, 5/25/2014. That is 25th May 2014, and type cash. Okay, and just save the file. And next you need to upload that file. Choose that file, that is savings transaction history. Okay, this is the file, and click on submit button. Okay, it is done. Then let's check whether it is updated or not. The page has to be refreshed. Barney Wilson, voluntary savings. Okay, and check the transactions. Okay, see here on 25th 2014 he has deposited $500 US, and now his balance is 1500. Okay, similarly you can do the withdrawal also. Okay, in this, using this page, instead of taking deposit you can take it as withdrawal. Okay, this is how data. Here you can make the saving transactions, whether it is deposit. This is withdrawal for one client, that is Barney Wilson. Similarly you can do it for another client. Okay, consider the office is different one, Manila. Okay, and you can choose any one client from there. Okay, and his account number, I think Harris doesn't have any savings account, therefore it is not reflecting here. Okay. Okay. In this way we can enter any number of savings transactions. Okay, these are the all 10 steps we have done. That is first. Okay, let me wrap up this by highlighting whatever the things we have done. In the first section we have seen how to install the data import tool. Okay, and in the second step, after installing it, how to use the data import tool. Okay, in the data import tool usage, how to create client center groups, and next how to assign loans and savings accounts for the clients, and finally how to do saving transactions as well as loan repayments. Okay, that's it. Any yet? Hi, Ed.
Santosh, there was a question on the chat window from Prosy. Want a link for the Gradle file. If you look at the chat window, I think it would be good if you can just share the PPT with all the participants after this call, so that they will have the links.
Okay. Chat window. Billy, what was the question? Sir, I want to get the file for Gradle. Okay, I will share the PPT file. Okay, in that you will get all the links. Okay, that is here for the Gradle. There is I have given the link in this PPT file. I will share this file. Okay. Any other doubts? For the Gradle download, you can just Google it also, okay, or you can use this link. Okay, this is it. Any other questions, or shall we wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Santosh.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Thank you so much for being participated here. Okay, if you have any doubts related to anything, you can post the questions in MIFOS user mailing list, okay, so that I can answer. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Santosh, have you logged off?
No problem.
There is one more question on the chat window from Henry. Henry is facing a 500 error.
Yeah.
I think it may take more time to analyze that, because we wouldn't be able to guess why this happens. So
Okay.
what I would suggest is, Henry, maybe it might take us a little time, so you and Santosh could connect offline, and maybe you could share your screen with Santosh, and maybe Santosh can see why you're getting this status 500. Is that okay?
Okay, can I get his Skype? Yes, that's okay. Can I get his Skype ID?
Take it. I'm typing it here in the chat window.
Okay.
That is. Have you got it?
Yes, got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Okay. Yet. Hi Ed, are you there? Yeah.